Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reefs. On today's episode, we're going to continue on with our Melbourne local fish shop crawl and visit Bunarong Aquariums. Alright, thank you for joining me on yet another episode of Parker's Reefs, and as touched on in the intro, today we are continuing on with our local fish shop crawl throughout Melbourne and then eventually up into Sydney. And today we are heading out to a very well established marine aquarium that also carries freshwater as well, but these guys have been doing marine for a very long time. In fact, Bunarong Aquarium was established way back in 1988, and a couple of years ago they had a major renovation, and I have not been back to the store since they've had that renovation. It's a good 2-hour drive each way from my home, so I don't get the opportunity to visit all that often, but I can say each and every time I have, Brett, the owner there, has been incredible and the store always looks on point. So I'm super excited to get out there and see what these renovations look like, because I've seen pictures online and to be honest, it looks fantastic. So without any further ado, let's roll the footage and check out Bunarong Aquarium. Alright, here we are. As the sign says, Bunarong Aquarium, established 1988. It's been running for a long time, and there's no mistaking there is plenty of marine goodies here with this beautiful Reef sign writing with all of the reefing related brands on the front. If you look down the other side, there is an equivalent for the freshwater, but we won't go into too much detail on that because it is Parker's Reefs, not Parker's Rivers, as we've touched on a couple of times, but I think you can agree that it looks equally as beautiful there. They've done a great job. Now, one thing that has not changed at Bunarong Aquarium is that the moment you step foot in store, you are surrounded by so many tanks ready to put in your car and take home, and a number of beautiful display tanks like this lovely freshwater system here. The way they've got those plants to grow up is impressive, and you can see some plants for sale there. Got some fantastic shimmer on those freshwater kessels, I will say. And then you move across over into some of your cold water freshwater fish there, which you can already see how some of these tanks have been updated in the renovations. They look great. This little display tank was cool too, a little freshwater paludarium, a mangrove going on in there. Quite like the way that it's got plants growing in all directions, which is always nice. But yeah, again, we're here to see the reefing stuff, but you can't go straight past the freshwater stuff because it is a massive part of Bunarong Aquarium. And you can see they've got heaps and heaps of very healthy looking fish there. This display tank is full of activity. Look at these guys in here swimming through the vines there and into the plants. You will notice a big feature of kessels in store, and the shimmer is something that you just cannot escape. It looks beautiful, whether it's marine or freshwater like these guys here. And I'm not going to try and tell you the species of these fish because that is well out of my area of expertise, but we will pan through them for those of you out there that do enjoy the salt-free side of the hobby as much as the salty side. And you can see these tanks are all beautiful, really well laid out. They've got good descriptions of what the fish are in every single tank, the pricing. I quite like the effort they've gone to create these nice substrates and scapes for every single tank going on there. It looks great, and you can see a huge selection of dry goods there. We'll get to that in a minute. There are some good frozen food options here. Obviously the team have some reptiles as well, so you'll find some things like mice and little pinkies and stuff in there as well. Here are some of those aforementioned dry tanks that are ready to go home, even terrariums, paludariums, freshwater tanks, marine tanks. The team have it all on hand, ready to go. And then you go through some of the aisles here of the dry goods, and they're stocked to the gills. Every single thing here is faced up beautifully, massive range, all of your foods there next to each other so you can compare the different brands, the different offerings. Even up the back there you can see some nice airline accessories and just those little odds and ends that you need. That really makes a good local fish shop in my opinion. Then you come across over here, we see some different medias here, some of these blending from freshwater into marine. I do like the huge range of heaters up the back here. Check out the different offerings from Eheim. They've got the Eheim Jaeger in every single wattage there. Plus you've even got the Eheim, what are these ones? The Thermo Views. They're the sort of more modern one, I think they are. Either way, massive range of heaters there, which is something that every tank, well, I was going to say every tank needs, except for those cold water ones, but see Brett and the staff there working away as we pan across into a little bit more of a dedicated marine aisle here. Plenty of supplements, products, dry goods. See plenty of the Aquaforest range there, Nios, some of the Reef Factory Smart Waves there, even some Eheim canisters and things like that. There's also some cool products you don't see very often from like Two Little Fishies, the Sea Balance of A and B there, plenty of the 8.4 from Aquavitro, some of the new Fritz range here in Australia, and then of course all for Reef. You've got Aquaforest, you've got all sorts of bits and pieces here, even Polyp Lab up there as well. So huge range of dry goods, which like I said is always very important. Here's something that I definitely don't want to get much closer at, although I feel a bit safer while he's behind the glass there. Big looking snake there. He is keeping a very close eye on me, and we might leave him to it because yeah, I'm not overly comfortable around reptiles, but I will pan quickly across here to show you guys. They have all sorts of different lizards and dragons and all sorts of things in here. What's up here? We've got there's some cicadas in there, so some food, and coming across here, you can see it looks like a little I'm going to have a guess and say he's a bearded dragon. Either way, pretty cool looking dude. He's looking at me with the camera, which is cool. Down here we've got some turtles, and must admit I do love the way these guys are sort of both above ground and below ground. You can see them just sort of struggling away there. You got some goldfish in there that are considerably bigger than their mouths, so they don't eat them. And then we come across here. Here's some more active lizards here. All sorts of offerings here at Bunarong Aquarium. So whether you like a freshwater, whether you like marine, whether you like reptiles, the team got it for you. But we have entered the marine section, and check out that cool light fixture there. I was going to pop a filter on the camera so we can have a good look at the livestock, but this big ocean inspired light really lets the customer know they are in the ocean side of the store. And have a look at these beautiful tanks they've got made for holding the fish. You can see a nice TV screen up there, keeping everyone entertained and informed while they wait and just peruse everything on offer. And then we come across to this gorgeous water box display tank that Brett and the team run here, that they have deliberately set up to be as low maintenance as possible. In fact, the guys told me they did a water change once in 4 years on this system. So it is not to showcase the highest of end SPS, it's to showcase what is possible with pretty much the least amount of effort possible. And I gotta say, it still looks incredible. Have a look at this gigantic solid toxic green bubble coral in there. I absolutely love it. That thing is to die for. And that being said, you can already see the sweepers out. It would sting everything within any sort of range. And you've got some gorgeous bright orange recordia in there just to break up some of the green in here. Some of the forest fire bubble tips in there do a good job as well. Has some zoas and things in there, but this system is powered by some Reef flare lights there, so showcasing some of the products you can see to the left there that the team carry. And it is a great testament to a very easy to keep Reef, which I think is very important in this hobby. It's easy enough to showcase how complicated things can be, but sometimes that's not the best approach with your customers. Now, coming across to the refurbished fish holding tanks here, have a look at these cool branded sort of covers over each tank. You can see Aquaforest there, Sea Chem, and then of course obviously we've got some beautiful livestock as well. So Coral Beauty Angel there, you got another Coral Beauty, you got some nice small blue tangs there. Check out this Angel, absolutely stunning. I don't believe I've seen one of those before, and he doesn't really like the look of me. Looks like he'd be the Half Moon Angel. $3.99. He's definitely up there in price a little bit, but a gorgeous fish nonetheless. Scope, as we've obviously seen before, you got some nice reef safe angels in there. You got pyramid butterflies, lyre-tail antheas, both males and females. Got a nice smaller sized clown tang there, and you can see he's getting a feed. That's the operation of those little access doors that the team have built there, and yeah, they look really cool. This refreshed marine room really looks purposeful, looks clean, well laid out, and I'm sure the team are very pleased with how it's all operating. That Half Moon Angel is, like I said, a fish I've not seen before, which is in this hobby not all that common. You see he's smashing pellets too, but we must move on. There is plenty more livestock to see. You can see Brett here happily feeding all the fish his pellets. He's very proud at how healthy all of these fish are, and you can see why when they're smashing pellets like that. Down here we've got a Valentini puffer. And he's in there with some yellow fin damsels by the look, which almost tricked me into thinking they were Vanderbilt chromis, but not quite just yet. Up here, gorgeous purple tang, a nice size too, and he's got some bright colours. Nice cleaner wrasse in there with him as well, making sure that he is happy and healthy. You can see the little internal filtration systems they've got in these tanks just to keep maintenance as easy as possible. Obviously with the refurbishment, they're able to apply much of the knowledge they have learnt over the previous number of years in maintaining these tanks. And speaking of maintaining these tanks, have a look at some angels in here. You've got a gorgeous emperor and then this stunning flame angel. Gorgeous fish to see. I do love seeing flame angels back in store again. And as we pan across over the next system, there is a cheeky little filefish hiding under there. I was going to say this system was empty, but there he is in there keeping a very close eye on me. And then down here we've got another purple tang in there with a trigger and a nice butterfly as well. Now panning across over here, we've got a little bit of a wall of clownfish, some different options here. In fact, one of the staff is just about to start bagging some up. Check out these big clowns here, gorgeous gorgeous specimens. And here we go, the staff member is picking out some clowns for a customer that has just come in, and there's some good options here. Big 6-line wrasse in with this pair. Plus, it's cool to see some macro algae in there, some hammers, some xenias, just making these tanks a little bit more lively than your basic plain holding systems, which is nice. Beautiful spotted rabbit fish there. He's been busy in there moving some sand around, but let's check out these coral systems because there's plenty in here. You can see this one is lit up by some AI hydrolights, I believe, and then on the other system we're going to have a look at some Reef factory flares. And in here there's some nice sized blastos, quite like that piece there with the bright eyes. A huge range of scollies here. This one at the front here is very, very nice. It's more orange than red, if anything, a nice little sort of a lighter orange center to it. Some beautiful bleeding apples, UFOs, war paints. Huge range of scollies, to be fair, which is really nice to see. Some great Cynarias in there, some Trachyphilias, some Duncan heads. Plenty of options there for sure. Now, panning around the corner, we move on to some big elegants there in the background. Have a look at the size of those guys. They are absolute monsters, and you can see some more of those nice blasto options there. Very affordable as well. There's a good assortment of elegance corals in there. Some a little bit smaller than that big monster. You've got some good frog spawns, some hammers, good variety there indeed. In fact, you can see the prices there, $39 or $59 depending on the size. Very, very affordable. That's Australian dollars. Coming across into some Pectinias, $45 a piece for those, and there's some good color combinations there. Coming across into some acans, these guys get a little bit more expensive because you've got some pretty vibrant colors there. Check out that big damsel keeping a close eye on us. But have a look at that acan at the back there. That's beautiful, big piece with great splashes of yellow and blue through it. And then there's a monster chalice in this system as well, just near the return pump. Absolute beast. And it looks like there's another monster chalice in this system here. This one is lit up by the Reef factory Reef flare lights that you can see there. And I will just give a quick shout out to the TV in the background there. You can see some aquaforest footage running there. The team had this on loop, just showcasing some different things from the hobby, which I think is a really nice touch. In here you can see this big monster chalice up there. That cannot be right. There's no way knowing that's $120. That thing is the size of a I was going to say a platter. It's bigger than a plate, that's for sure. You got some hammers in there. You got some nice hammer frags. Look at this, $39 Australian for a hammer frag. Very, very affordable. Got some nice Lobos there. You can see some Pachyceptors. I quite like this maze there. A couple of those in there, very nice indeed. Got some smaller Lobos there, some bigger ones in the middle. You got some wild Zoa rocks. See some big Lobos there. These torches are nice, Hulk green torches, solid green. Come at a decent price too for something that bright, and then you've got some much cheaper torch on the end there. So a good range of corals for all tastes. There's also some SPS frags in there, some nice Monty, some more Chalice, over into some Fungias there. Great assortment of corals. Brett does pride himself on being able to get corals in to suit whatever his customers are chasing, but he obviously carries a decent range on hand as well. And you can see over in this system, move over to a great assortment of heliofunges, which I've got to say, people that have a lot of trouble with torches should look maybe at helio. It's considered much easier to keep, and you can get just the same amount of color and flow from them get everything you want from a torch and something that's cheaper and easier to care for. And then you can see a huge assortment of other soft corals here. You got some organ pipes, you got some xenias, you got leathers, you got gonies. You've got everything in here, including some pretty nice looking disco morphs there. I like those with the bright rim growing around them. Some big leathers in there as well. So huge range of corals. The team have done very well keeping those options open. And then there is yet more dry goods out here that are specific just for your marine goods. So you can see some nice kessels up there, AIs, you've got some AI blades. You've got all of the aquaforest test kits and supplements and things like that. So huge range of products here. I really love this dedicated marine section where you can just get yourself under that ocean-esque light and just bathe in all of the glory of the corals and fish here, and obviously have a look at the dry goods that are there as well. There's that beautiful light, the Bunarong Aquarium light, a major feature of the renovation, and I think it's turned out really well. Now, just before we do wrap things up here, Brett wanted me to see these freshwater fish. These are some of his favorites. These big boys in here love a pellet. He's feeding them some Dimax Color Plus by the looks, and they're a good looking fish, and judging by the size of them, they don't go without food. Brett puts a pretty reasonable handful of pellets in there, and you can see they're all very orderly eating away at it there, which is nice to see. There are a couple of other nice little freshwater systems out here I want to showcase while we're here, but have a look at the color of some of these guys. Beautiful fish indeed. I've not seen those big eye ones with the black stripe on them before. Cool looking fish, and some of those red tail guys there, absolutely massive. He's got a belly on him like I do, which is something to say, especially for a fish. But just over behind these systems here, have a look at the shimmer here. This is an incredible system. I do love the freshwater Kessel lights. The shimmer they gives this incredible immersion into this system here, which has, to be fair, a pretty basic scape. But you pan across to this one here, which has a much more complex scape in it with a great range of plants. Also running a Kessel, this one just a little baby A80 with a beta in there. But how's the shimmer? Perfectly positioned to take full advantage of that feature that the Kessels have. And then just a quick pan across at some of the other freshwater fish that I may have been a little bit hasty to skip past before. A huge range here. And speaking of things I skipped past before, you can see this central counter here, which has yet more dry goods for you. The team are able to help you with any of your aquarium or reptile questions, and we'll wrap things up there, just giving a quick pan across to showcase the huge range at Bunarong Aquarium. All right, guys, there you have it. That was the tour of Bunarong Aquarium post renovations, and I think you can all agree the store looks incredible. I love what Brett and the team have done there. From things like the little branded covers on the fish tanks through to that incredible ocean-inspired light in the marine section, all the way through to the beautiful display tanks he has there to inspire his customers. I think every aspect of this shop looks incredible, and it's a testament of how they've been able to stay in business for so long. 1988 all the way through to 2024 and still counting is an incredible run, and you can see why when you see the level of detail that goes in at Bunarong Aquarium. Now, I do have a heap more local fish shop crawls to come, both here in Melbourne and also up in Sydney. And because I have that many, I'm going to be doing 2 videos a week for the next few weeks. So you'll find it here released every Saturday and every Sunday for the next couple of weeks. But if you're not yet a subscriber, you won't get the bell notification to let you know that's the case. So if you're yet to do so, it takes 2 seconds of your time, of course, no money whatsoever. There is a subscribe button in the bottom corner down there. And if you hit the bell notification when you subscribe, you'll get a little push notification when the next video gets dropped, so you don't miss out on it. Now, I should also take the opportunity to give a shout out to my channel members on screen here. These guys do chip in a couple of bucks each and every month to make things like this local fish shop crawl possible, and I very humbly appreciate your support. If you are interested in joining the membership program, there should be a join button down below there somewhere as well, but if not, shoot me a message and I'll find out how we can get it on your device for you. Now, I don't have anything else to say other than I will have more videos over the next couple of weeks. Like I touched on, I'm going to be pushing out 2 videos a week because I've got so much spare time on my hands. But no, I want to get you guys as much footage as I can and as quickly as I can, because there is some incredible local fish shops across this country, and each and every one of them deserves as much airtime as I can possibly give them. So I look forward to bringing you those videos over the next few weeks. Other than that, guys, till next time, stay safe, keep reefing. Cheers, bye.